What's up everyone, Zach Friesen from the Rams fam here, and today we're going to be talking about Cooper Kupp's role this season, how he sees his role coming up this season, and then we're also going to be doing some predictions. So if you guys want to see all of that, make sure you watch till the end of the video to get all of my analysis. And real quick, I just want to take a moment to ask you guys to please leave a like on the video and also consider subscribing if you guys want to see game predictions, game reviews all season long on the Rams. I plan to do a game review and prediction among other things and other content throughout the year. So if that sounds good to you and you're a Rams fan, go ahead and subscribe. With all that out of the way, let's get into the topic of today's video, which is going to be Cooper Kupp. So Cooper Kupp has been lauded as one of the best slot receivers in the NFL, as well as one of the best third down receivers in the NFL last year and going into this year. But how is his role going to change this year, and how does he see his role changing this year? We're going to get into that in this video. As you can see here on the Rams wire, Cooper Kupp would love to line up as an outside receiver more. So obviously he's one of the best slot receivers, but let's go over this article and kind of go over what Cooper Kupp said. They go over how he has caught 288 passes for 3,500 yards and 24 touchdowns in 4 seasons, 54 games. Obviously he has missed a few games, but you know, he has had a very, very good career up to this point. But Kupp doesn't necessarily want to be known just as a slot receiver. That's his role in this Rams offense. You know, sometimes he does go outside, but even though Sean McVay moves his pass catchers around often, he wouldn't mind getting a few more opportunities on the outside. This guy says that Kupp has the size to win outside, but he's not a threat to run by defenders or win over the top. And this is something I would definitely agree with. I mean, something that comes to mind is the Seattle playoff game, I believe it was, where Kupp absolutely mossed Jamal Adams. But I would agree, he doesn't have that speed to kind of burn past people like Deshaun Jackson, Tutu Atwell, Robert Woods. He doesn't have that speed, but he does have a quickness and probably the best route running in the NFL. Here we're going to see what Cooper Kupp said about this topic. He said that, I'm always asking for more, Kupp said. I never want to be pigeonholed in one thing. The goal for everyone here is that the more you can do is better. I also take pride in what's happening across the field and what I do. There are really fun things about singled outside as an X that I don't get to experience much. I'd love to do that stuff. At the same time, I know what my role is in the offense. Being able to execute my role is the utmost priority. If my number is called for other stuff, that comes into play as well. So he's basically saying, hey, I will do my job at slot receiver. I know I'm great at slot receiver, but you know, if I could get some kind of reps on the outside, I can kind of show you guys something. So that's basically what he's trying to get across, but he doesn't want to make anyone mad on the Rams, even though he has already got his contract. Then this guy says that the Rams already have enough wide receiver depth, obviously, with Van Jefferson, Deshaun Jackson, Robert Woods. But with how the Rams often mix things up on offense, it wouldn't hurt to isolate Kupp as on the edge as the X receiver, one-on-one against a cornerback. I mean, he has exceptional route running, so he can burn people just with his route running, but he just doesn't have that speed like Deshaun Jackson, so it will come few and far between, but maybe Sean McVay will add this weapon into his offense. Now, if you had asked me how I would like to see Cooper Kupp's role play out in 2021-2022 season, I would say that I want to see Cooper Kupp in the slot the majority of the time still. Maybe if it's 80 to 90%, I would love to see him in the slot most of the time. But I would like to see if he can kind of make some things happen with his route running on the outside against, you know, maybe the second receiver or second cornerback, because obviously you have to put one of your best cornerbacks on Robert Woods. He is a menace to society. If we could see those guys line up on either side of the field, that would be super awesome to see if he can work out some stuff with the route running. And he does have speed. I'm going to say that he does have speed. He's just not as fast as Deshaun Jackson or maybe Robert Woods. But yeah, I would love to see him maybe 10 to 15% of the time getting out on that, on the number one wide receiver role. Now we can go over some predictions on how I think Cooper Kupp will do this year. So obviously Cooper Kupp did have 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns in 2019. He had an amazing year. 2018 he was hurt for a good amount of time, but for how many games he played, 6 touchdowns and and 566 yards was pretty good for how much he played. And 974 yards isn't too shabby, but 3 touchdowns, obviously a big drop off. I think this year I'm going to predict that Cooper Kupp does have 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns. Just for the fact that we now have Matthew Stafford, and the line is improving. I've heard that Brian Allen is doing very good. I think we have an explosive passing game this year, and Cooper Kupp is going to be on the receiving end of a lot of touchdowns, 12 touchdowns to be exact, and 1,200 yards with about 102 receptions. Well, what are your guys' predictions for Cooper Kupp this year? Are mine a little bit too lofty, a little bit too much in the expectations realm? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think I'm like crazy and Cooper Kupp should only be in the slot? Definitely leave any comment you have or question you may have in the comment section below. I'm more than willing to read those and try to respond to as many as I can. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and like the video, as it really helps with the growth of the channel. I'm going to be making videos all the time on the Rams content, so if you guys like that, subscribe. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. My name is Zach, and I hope to see you in the next video.